Good morning, everyone. It's great to be with you, and welcome to Reunion 2023. It's an honor to be here to kick off this great day and to be able to celebrate with all of you. My name is Kevin Brown. I'm a registered nurse. I've been a nurse for 36 years. I'm from the class of 1992 and the president of the Columbia University School of Nursing's Alumni Association. I'm also the Senior Vice President of Patient Care Services and Chief Nurse Executive of St. Joseph's Health in Paterson and Wayne, New Jersey. I want to thank Dean Frazier, our esteemed faculty, for welcoming us home today. We really appreciate your generosity and thanks for hosting this event. Round of applause. Thank you. It's also my pleasure to be here this morning with Linda Habif, the Capsona board member in class of 1968, celebrating her 55th year reunion. I want to thank fellow members of the Reunion Planning Committee, Laura Artizone, Daniel Billings, Catherine Brewer, Olga Brown Vanderpool, Hilda Haynes-Lewis, Sandra Johansson, and Julie Usamachi. They assisted in shaping today's program, and I'd also like to offer special thanks to our colleagues in the Development and Alumni Relations Office, Janice, Sharon, and so many others who helped make this day possible. Round of applause for them, please. A very warm welcome to all graduates from the 3 and 8 years who are also celebrating milestones in 2023, and a special acknowledgement to the many alums who graduated recently. You are the future of Columbia Nursing, and we are delighted that you could attend today. And thanks to many of our students who are joining us as well. Some of the program participants today are students enrolled in the school currently. Today is going to be a wonderful day as we hear from our school's leadership, meaningfully our dean and other faculty, our incredible alumni and promising students. But there's also time for all of us to relax, to chat, to get to know one another, and explore this wonderful facility. This afternoon, you'll have the opportunity to enjoy a robust reception in the first floor lobby, featuring a student poster session and a history room, as well as lots of food, drinks, conversation, and laughter. And don't forget to visit the second floor where you can purchase all of your Columbia special items. There's always a sale table. It is also important to recognize that Columbia Nursing's Alumni Association, that we continue to develop new and meaningful ways to engage recent graduates, to stay engaged and to get involved, whether it be through volunteer opportunities or hosting and attending events that the school is sponsoring. In the fall, we'll be hosting regional events throughout the rest of the year, and we'll also hope to see you at those events where you can really talk about your experience as a Columbia nurse and influence other folks to consider nursing as a career choice, influence somebody who may want to donate to Columbia School of Nursing and be one of our future benefactors. We hope that you'll join us on May 31st for our new student orientation for a Columbia Trivia Night, which is being sponsored here at the school. We hope you'll be able to come back, have some fun, and welcome our new students. Going off script for a moment, I want to acknowledge the fact that now, more than ever, the international community is in need of registered nurses. Despite 4.4 million nurses nationwide, healthcare systems are struggling to fill RN vacancies. Nurses are struggling to cope, they are tired, and they are frustrated. And nurses are beginning to question the future of this discipline we all love. As Columbia nurses, we are charged to engage in purposeful leadership, to drive change, and to explore possibilities and claiming our rightful place in a broken healthcare system. Columbia nurses are uniquely positioned to lead by example, chartering a path forward for the discipline and the communities we serve. We need to use our empowered voice, our best leadership skills to demonstrate our value and the return on investment of a registered nurse, whether they be at a bedside, a chair, in an operative theater, on a phone, virtual health, whatever that nurse is doing. We need to help this community, as well as federal legislators, understand the value of a registered nurse. It is time to unbundle nursing services from an inpatient room charge. Through a collective voice, the Columbia Nursing Voice, we are well equipped to change the narrative nationwide and internationally, pushing forward and leading the way for a better nursing tomorrow. It is my privilege now to introduce Linda Habif, the Capsona board member who will offer welcoming remarks. I wish you all nothing but a great day. Thanks so much. Take good care.
Good morning. I am Linda Johnston Habif, class of 1968. It's our 55th this year. I bring greetings to you from Capsona, the school's original alumni association founded in 1892 by Anna Maxwell and her first class of graduating nursing graduates. I serve on Capsona's board of directors, currently as a nominating chair. Our president, Joan McCormick, class of 1961, regrets that she is unable to be here in person today. I am pleased, however, to announce that Capsona is again presenting the school with a check for $60,000 for the benefit of the scholarship fund. It's extremely gratifying that we're all able to meet in person again in this school's beautiful new building. I now would like to introduce your leader, Dean Lorraine Frazier. Nice to see you, Lorraine.
Well, I don't know if we've got something different on this podium. Good morning. Welcome everyone to the reunion weekend. It is amazing to be here in person. And can you hear me in the back? Good. It's always hard to follow Kevin because you have such a great voice. I sit there and I think, okay, I can do this. I can be a Kevin. Thank you. So I'm Dean Lorraine Frazier, and I would like to begin by reciting our Lenape land acknowledgement. We acknowledge the traditional, ancestral, unceded territory of the Lenape people in which we learn, work, and gather today at Columbia School of Nursing. Lenape means real person or original person, and it is important for us to remember that Lenape collectively are a living and breathing community. Let us honor their legacy. Let us commit ourselves to the struggle against the forces that have depossessed the Lenape and other indigenous people of their lands. We stand strongly in our commitment to support and defend all marginalized people of this land who have been stripped of their rights to self-determination. We appreciate really, and if you really want to understand the Lenapes and the history of this land, read New York, the novel. It is an amazing book, and it kind of puts everything into perspective for you. I encourage you to do that. Well, many of you have said, oh, you've lost weight. And I have, and I brought this just to let you see how much I've lost, between 35 and 40 pounds, and that has been intentional. I have focused on fitness and health, and you can see my shoes. They're not attractive, but they're good for walking, and I walk many steps a day, and I have a Fitbit, right, to track and keep me online. For those of you who don't know it, I was diagnosed almost a year ago, I think next week, with breast cancer. And it changed how I look at health. I'm doing well, and I'm very fortunate that it can be treated, and that it is treatable and curable, and was. I underwent double mastectomy, chemotherapy, radiation, and reconstruction 8 weeks ago. So I'm all back together, and thank you. And it was very interesting to be the patient in the bed, very humbling, and a great experience for me. And I will tell you, it really makes you a much more compassionate person and more committed than ever to what we do. Committed to nursing, committed to this school, and committed to what we do each and every day. It's very, very important. And it's important that we turn out graduates who are able to really meet the needs in a holistic way to our patients. So, but I'm doing fine, and I'm thrilled to be back. And my husband also lost weight. He lost the same amount of weight. It was really good because people were thinking, is she really sick? No, this was the nurse, right? And we think of the environment. We think about how can I partner with my healthcare team and do what I'm supposed to be. So I totally changed my diet, and he did too. And he is in much better shape. And he's, so it's amazing, in nursing, we support the environment and our diet and our wellness. So it was really nice to be able to apply those philosophies to my own health. And we're starting this at the school, wellness focus for all of our faculty, staff, and students. So, first slide. So there, of course, are many reasons I'm thrilled to be with you today and face-to-face, celebrating nurses' central importance to our nation's health and to really our global health. We now know that even more than we did 4 years ago, it seems like 10 years ago, the last time we were wholly in person in our reunion, how vulnerable our society is to pathogens and of all sorts. Dr. Fauci spoke yesterday at the university, and he really made that clear. We continue to be vulnerable to pathogens. And we're also vulnerable to scourges like racism. But we also know and are here to salute nurses' commitment to improving the health of our society. And I use those words, health and society, in the broadest possible sense. Happily, society recognizes our commitment, and Kevin, you are so right, it's time for us to really ensure that we make progress as nursing. For the 22nd year in a row, nurses were ranked the top of all the professions in honesty and ethics. How wonderful is that by the Gallup Poll organization? That enduring respect for nursing is something that every one of us can both take pride in and can take credit for. So congratulations to this profession of ours. It's amazing. And our health policy makers recognize nurses' importance in our role as well. This past year, New York State officially granted full practice authority to experienced nurse practitioners to increase access to care here in this state, a policy that our own Associate Dean of Clinical Affairs, Stephen Ferreira, was instrumental in getting passed. And we continue, the legislators, if you follow the bills, the workforce bills, the supportive bills, now we need to get away from that room charge. We have nurses and legislators working to help us get here, but this is the time for us to make those moves. And finally, it's also significant that we are gathering for our reunion the week that the whole country pays homage to our profession during National Nurses Week. But we don't need a special week to know what we do is special. We can see it in the eyes of our patients and our students every single day. We are just about to graduate another exceptional class of our students on May 16th, bringing society and the world the nurses that they need now more than ever. And I've followed those students. They've been incredible. They've had a different journey, some of them through this pandemic, and I am telling you, they are amazing. Our students at Columbia are different. They come with a passion to make change, and they will do that, as you all have, and I'm so proud of them. We also have some other exciting developments to bring to you today. Just over a year ago, we welcomed Katrina Armstrong as the new Dean for VP&S and CEO of the Health Science Center. And of July 1st, Manoush Shafiq will succeed Lee Bollinger as Columbia's 20th president. She comes to us from the London School of Economics, and she has written a book, What We Owe Each Other. What we owe each other is about our society and how we can support people from birth to death and how that should look like. She's an economist, but she's a special economist. Let me tell you, she could be a nurse. We should make her an honorary nurse. And we are thrilled and fortunate to have them both here at Columbia. They both are advocates for nursing. And at this time, I want to extend a very special welcome to the class of 1973. And you all can stand. We want to recognize you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's some of them. Thank you for being here. 50 years is quite an event to celebrate. And I also hope that you'll stay for our Alumni Awards ceremony at the end of these talks. We'll be presenting Distinguished Alumni Awards to Henrik Cato, Mary Moran, Arlene Smorldone, Oliver Velez, and our Early Career Alumni Award to Ki-Young-Mi Woo, class of 2018. So be here. I will tell you, I had the privilege of speaking to Chelsea Clinton yesterday, and she mentioned Mary Moran. I never brought Mary up. I'm just chatting, talking to her. She said, you know what? How's Mary doing? I said, Mary Moran? Yes. The older nurse that had all the students organized, she said, I thought I was organizing. Mary was organizing me. So, yes, very, very special class people that are honored. Please, if you see Mary, congratulate her. So, in addition, I have the honor right now of presenting the Anna Carolyn Maxwell Award, which is conferred on the alumnus or alumni whose achievements and record of service exemplify the ideals and traditions of this school and its founder. To the Vice Dean of Academic Affairs, Judy Honig. Come up, Judy, come up, Judy. I'm shocked. We thought we would clash. We came here in pink and red. Purposely. Yes, yes.
Oh, my hero,
Anna. Anna. So Judy's from the first class of the DMP class in 2005. And let me tell you, she's not just from that class. She worked with Mary Mundinger to really create the DMP very carefully. It's very clinical. It was an amazing thing for nursing that went across this nation and across the globe. She's been here since 1988. She's overseen our innovative academic program for 10 years. Not just overseen it, the innovation has been because of Judy. She's had her finger on the pulse of student affairs for decades. She's been a leader in pediatric care, community outreach, continues to be that leader, and global health. She embodies the best of Columbia and the best of nursing. Judy, we are so thankful for all that you do for our school, and I personally am grateful for the help that she gives me in leading this school. Congratulations.
I just have to say I'm speechless, but I so much appreciate this and surprised and speechless, and it's really an honor. It's been an honor and privilege to work here. It's my family.
So, anyway. There is no Columbia nurse who needs to be told that our beloved school is a special place. And you hopefully recall that we celebrated our 130th anniversary last year, and from the school's seminal emphasis on nursing research, to our role in paving the way for advanced nursing education, to establishing the nation's first independent primary care practice run by nurse practitioners, and more recently, to our leadership in social justice and health equity, our school, your school, has a major impact in nursing. I hope very much so that you'll have time, and I know some of you have toured the building and seen our garden, that you'll have an opportunity to see the beautiful views from our rooftop terrace. I'd love to take people up here. I wanted to show you today's hot off the press, Columbia Nursing, Mending Minds. Mental health is a big issue in this country and will continue to be. I will tell you, Linda Muscat Rim worked so hard to get this done for you all. It was like, oh, we'll make it. We're going to make it. It's going to be off the press. This is hot off the press into your hands. So thank you for Linda for making that happen. Y'all are special to us. That's that. I've been in Texas, right? You can tell that you all slips in once in a while. So, but there's lots of stories highlighting our school's faculty, students, staff, and alumni. And now it's my privilege to give you a brief recap of the school's recent achievements. Reunion gives us a chance to celebrate the things that we value most: our culture, our commitment to caring for our patients, and the support and admiration we hold for each other and we hold for you all. I'm frankly awed how individually, collectively, and as an institution, we have managed to continue to navigate through the disruption of these past years. Not only are we feeling the effects, and I think still feeling the effects of the pandemic, but we have moved to action by our heightened awareness of racism and the fact that structural aspects of our society result in inequities and disparities in healthcare and healthcare education. These twin challenges have tested us, but they haven't broken us. And as nursing has since our earliest days, we've adapted, we've adjusted, and we've changed. At Columbia Nursing, we've managed to pivot effectively to a remote operation. We did that in a week, almost overnight. We thought we had to be in the building. We didn't have any idea the capacity to operate and how important it would be for us to operate effectively over Zoom. But we're also more than thrilled to be back in person, right? There's something about being in person and recognizing each other and being able to touch each other and being able to feel and be the generous and kind people we are to each other. You can't do that over Zoom. And to get back to in-person instruction and clinical work and to global integration. Through all these changes, we held firm to our ideals and principles, and we have redoubled our commitment to create a culture of inclusion and belonging for everyone with the Columbia Nursing community, as well as for everyone we deal with in the outside world, especially our patients. Before I share updates in our social justice and health equity work, I think it's important to mention that for us as a profession, nothing has changed in the way that we treat patients. As a school, we are more diverse in terms of faculty and student body, but our perspective, our focus, and our commitment that has always been and will always be in serving all populations and communities, regardless of race, gender, religious beliefs, sexual orientation, and ethnicity. It has always been the nurses being on the back streets and the corners, not just from this country, but for every country, helping those in need. Various committees, and as an update, various committees and task force have worked on improving transparency in our tenure and promotion processes and on recruiting and retaining a diverse workforce. We also sponsor numerous events and workshops, from film presentations to book discussions to lectures, aimed at the never-ending work of ensuring that our eyes and minds remain wide open to the toll of racism and the enduring value of justice and equity. We stepped up our commitment, and Vivian, I'm looking at you and thanking you for your work in that journey that we've taken. Thank you. We've stepped up our commitment to doing research, including expanding our knowledge about healthcare disparities and how to address them by launching several new research centers of excellence in the past few years. And our newest this year, and I see Sue Botkin in the back, Sue, raise your hand, is the Center for Community Engaged Health Informatics and Data Science. They presented yesterday, and it's amazing what our faculty do with informatics and what we can do to improve health of individuals and communities. Thank you for that. So this focus on research is an emphasis that dates back many decades at Columbia Nursing. It just didn't start this year when we were #1. It in some recent news, and we take pride in that. The fact that in 2022, we ranked #1 in research funding from the National Institutes of Health. My goodness, amazing. That is amazing. And we never really thought that we would achieve that. We were thrilled. We've been in the top 4 for the past 3 years. And being in the top 4 is a lot of work. You know, you think, well, you stay there each year. It's a lot of work to be there. But to be #1, we doubled our grants, our funding to almost $19 million from the year before. And we have 36 NIH grants. And that achievement, as I said, resulted in much work over the years and faculty committed. And we prioritized it. We've grown our research support systems to allow that to happen. You know, if you really understand what is happening at nursing schools, most schools that are #1 have a huge research faculty, and they have grants here and there, and ours has a small research faculty of dynamos. I'm telling you, they are dynamos, and they have really made a difference in health. But you'll be hearing more in a few minutes from their Vice Dean of Strategic and Innovative Research, Betsy Corwin. Another area in Columbia Nursing has long been the leader in is global health. For example, Columbia Nursing is one of a small number of the World Health Organization collaborating centers in nursing and nurse midwifery worldwide. We also offer our current students global experiences in 12 different countries, from Italy to India, and Mexico to Malawi. In fact, they all left this year. It was great. I hope you saw the picture in the newsletters. It was great to see them just go throughout the world, not to teach, but to learn and to bring back things from those societies that we can learn. And our faculty regularly receive Fulbright fellowships to conduct research on internationally important focuses. We host Fulbright fellows around the globe here on the campus. One faculty was just selected to be a Fulbright scholar in Trinidad and Tobago in 2024. Another will be a Fulbright specialist in the Netherlands, and a Fulbright PhD student is currently in Ethiopia. They joined the past 2 Fulbright faculty fellows, so we are finding many ways to influence, to innovate and influence. Those are the 2 things that we do around the world. Our education programs are thriving as well. You'll hear more about those in a few minutes from our Vice Dean of Academics, Judy Honig. But for the moment, I would note that both our degree and non-degree programs, including we have a 2-year online prerequisite program. You don't have to be a Columbia student. You can take your prerequisites here and go to any school in this country. But you can also take them here and feel confident that you can come to an Ivy League school and be successful. And we know when they take our courses that they really have a good foundation. So that's the open program. And we also have 2 certificate programs that are doing very well. And I'll tell you, I think the difference in our educational programs and others is that we have a lot of clinical hours for our students, more above and beyond what they would ever need. We focus on clinical preparedness, and we also require that our faculties practice. So our faculty are up to date in what they teach the students, and that's a big difference, and we are very, very proud of that. It is also of note that we continue to attract stellar students. We now have 750 students enrolled in our degree programs. Half of those are master's entry, and the other half are DMP students. Plus, we have 300 non-degree and certificate students. And to Kevin's point, we need more nurses. And more than anything today, we need for the stories not to be about burnout. We need, when you go home and you talk about nursing, that you talk about the positive things in nursing. Because actually what we're seeing nationwide is nursing students are now thinking, do do I want to go into nursing or something else? Because they hear all the stories of the burnout and the experiences that we're having. And across this country, applicants to nursing schools is down. And we can't afford that to happen because I will tell you, we work with all the CNOs. They're expecting that a lot of nurses will be leaving in a year and 2 years. So we are going to be in a crisis. So when you're out and you're talking to young people about nursing, please, please tell them how it's the most amazing profession. I've never had one day in my career that I've regretted it. So spread that news so that we'll keep those applicants coming. And we're doing the work necessary to make the pursuit of the nursing profession accessible to more diverse applicants. Through efforts such as holistic admissions process, we want people with different lived life experiences who are passionate to come into nursing. They're the ones that stay in nursing. They don't come into years and think, you know, I see Heidi shaking her head. I really don't think nursing is for me. They come in with a passion, and it takes them throughout the many years of their career. And we have our Pathways in Leadership and Advancement in Nursing program. We always say we admit to our students, we commit to the students that we admit. And that commitment is through programs like that that are innovative to support them while they're here. And we're reestablishing our Men in Nursing student group. We need more men in nursing. And we have our nursing faculty, I think now we have 17% across the board male nurses. And so I see Stephen and Kevin, and we need more, and we need more men in nursing. So you'll hear more about our wonderful students in a few minutes, because I will tell you, we can stand up here and talk about each other, but the real stars are the students. And you are going to experience that when you hear them. And of course, all these efforts, DHI, research, global outreach, educational programs, and more, are all working to better serve our patients. The Nurse Practitioner Group, after making a nearly wholesale shift during the pandemic to telehealth, right, is now applying the knowledge to increase ongoing use of remote visits. Of course we'll do that. Many of you all probably I experience remote visits on the telephone with my oncologist, and it's wonderful, other than coming in, and we really changed how we do health even here at our clinic. But at the same time, they're enjoying returning to inpatient appointments. It's a wonderful clinic. And they've increased their house calls, which enable them to see patients in their own environment. Think about it, going and learning about where the patients live and the challenges that they have. Our NPG is also taking the lead on numerous public health events. They do prostate screening at the Yankee Stadium, and they do blood pressure screening and vaccinations throughout our community. And thanks to the Helene Fold Simulation Center, we have greatly improved our ability to care for patients with skin and soft tissue infections and keep them out of the hospital. And Kelly Bryant, I see you, raise your hand. You've taken students to homeless, patients who are homeless, and worked with them and their ulcers, and our students get incredible experiences and learn through Kelly and the Simulation Center. And the Simulation Center, through its annual conference, has ventured to advance technologies, bring experts together to share their experience, research, and a vision for how best to incorporate extended reality into academic programs. So we lead. Our Simulation Center is innovative and influential across this country, and you must go down and see it while you're here. And the faculty who make all this amazing work possible, I'm happy to say, are amazing, and we regularly get recognized by our peers. And just some of the highlights: we had 14 faculty and alums tapped as at the American Academy of Nursing as fellows this past year, 14. 3 of the members of our faculty were inducted into the Sigma Theta Tau Honor Society of the Nursing International Researcher Hall of Fame. That's pretty cool, pretty cool. So in addition to our faculty, these achievements are also a testament to our staff and our students, and you all, our alums as well. And I might add, it truly takes a village to make Columbia Nursing the innovative and influential leader that it is. In particular, I'd like to express my deep gratitude to the leadership team. Without their expertise and dedication, I can assure you we would not be where we are today. Betsy Corwin, the Vice Dean for Strategic and Innovative Research. Stephen Ferreira, the Associate Dean for Clinical Affairs. Janice Grady, the Associate Dean for Development and Alumni Relations. Judy Honig, Vice Dean for Academic Affairs. Tonda Hughes, Associate Dean for Global Health. Linda Muscat-Rims, Senior Associate Dean for Marketing and Strategic Communication. Rebecca Schnall, Associate Dean for Faculty Development. Vivian Taylor, Associate Dean for Diversity and Cultural Affairs. Jason Wright, Vice Dean for Finance and Administration. Judy Wolf, Senior Associate Dean for Student Affairs. An amazing team. If you get a chance, please get to know them, because I don't think there's a better team in any nursing school in this nation. Sorry. And a special thanks to the Office of Alumni and Development for the work that you've done putting this together. We're very grateful for that. So, and now I'd like to share with you our new scholarship campaign, from which I am extremely proud. The pandemic highlighted the visibility and value of nurses while shining a light on the extreme health inequities that affect many of our communities. To meet the evolving health needs, we don't just need more nurses, we need more nursing leaders who can model the way we do nursing, who can learn, create, and leverage technology for the future, delivering and innovating care on the ground and around the world. Our mission is to produce those nursing leaders of tomorrow. And I'm proud to announce that the school is embarking on a $30 million campaign for scholarship and student support. The leaders we need. Students remain our top priority, and I am confident we will achieve and surpass this goal. I hope you will all join us in supporting the future nurses. I know that many of you received letters and emails about the annual fund for the Spring Challenge, and I am delighted to announce that we are just 30 gifts away from securing 150 gifts. And if we reach that goal by May 1st, it allows us to unlock $50,000 to benefit our students. I hope you'll consider participating. And of course, a special thanks to Compsona for their generous $60,000. Thank you for that, to support our students. All the gifts that we receive will count toward this campaign. So with your help, we continue this school's great legacy of devising new ways of educating nurses, new ways, exploring new research, evolving new paradigms in patient care, and of course, identifying new and innovative ways to advance the profession of nursing regionally, nationally, and globally. I'd like to make one more final point before I hand the presentation over to my colleagues. The word mission is sometimes batted around very frequently in institutions, but I am so inspired by our commitment to the mission at Columbia Nursing, not just the faculty and students and staff that are here today, but by you all. It's amazing to me how that mission, you keep coming, you keep helping, because you continually believe in our mission. And our nursing faculty, staff, students, and you all, the alumni, it's important for us all to work together to make it happen. And I will say it is the people that are in the embodiment of this school. And it is wonderful it is so wonderful to look out and see your support that you continue to give us. We love this school, and we know you all love this school. I could not be more proud to be Dean. Thank you. And now,
Really appreciated hearing your presentation today. Hello, everyone. I'm Betsy Corwin. I'm the Vice Dean for Research here in our wonderful School of Nursing, and I'm very, very excited to have so many people from the class of 1973 here. It's an honor to have you here. And I am just in general really honored to be able to follow Dean Fraser at the podium to share with you the excitement everyone in this school feels about how the school is moving forward and the importance of the work that we are doing. And I think when we chose this picture of our school for our banners that you've seen, identifying our #1 position in NIH funding, we did it on purpose because we love that idea that we are just soaring. This school is unstoppable, and the faculty and our students and our staff are the most amazing. So it's an honor to be here and to share a little bit with you. Our school, let's see, our next slide. We had, as you know, and I'm sure you've seen this, our little handout, but #1 in NIH funding. It's not easy to do that because our colleagues across the country are also doing excellent research and important, innovative research, just like we are, and to make a difference. It's not, we're very, very proud of being #1, but it's not about the money. It's not about the ranking. It is that our research, the research our faculty do, both up here in the community, here in the Heights, across New York, across the country, and the world, is really important. And our researchers aren't doing it for glory. They're doing it because we make a difference. And I just think I'm just really, again, thrilled to be here to be able to share this with you. But we did have a great party and a great celebration. And it included everybody. The thanks we have to our grants management office, to development, to our clinical faculty, our researchers, is just, we were unstoppable this year, and I see it continuing. As you can see, the rankings, Columbia's always been right up there, no doubt about it. But this last surge was amazing. Part of it was we brought in new faculty. Part of it is our own faculty are just wild in grant submissions and awards. I've never seen anything like this. The success, and it's again because the submissions that our faculty turn in are important to everybody in the short and long term in terms of health care. We had 36 grants this year and brought in nearly $19 million in NIH funding. Again, that's never been approached before in our country in nursing research. The schools have never had, I don't believe, anything more than maybe 12 or 13 million, and this year we brought in 19 million in NIH funding. We had many highlights with our researchers, but just a few I wanted to bring up here. Dr. Gregory Alexander, Greg Alexander, and Dr. Lucine Pagosian. You might have, Greg is relatively new, has been here about, I guess now 4 years, it's not that new, but about 4 years. Lucine has been with us for more years than that. And they joined in this collaboration, this really unique idea to bring together these two kind of different types of researchers to study the impact of nursing home leadership, care environments, and health information technology on the outcomes of patients with Alzheimer's. It's really cutting edge in joining these two researchers. It was one of the reasons I brought that here. Another one, just to highlight the breadth of our research, we have a new junior faculty, Dr. Barcelona, Veronica Barcelona. She's been here a couple years, but still is pretty new. an assistant professor of nursing. She received her an RO1, her first RO1 grant award for her study, which could not be more today, innovative, cutting-edge research, epigenetic pathways from racism to preterm birth. It is an amazing accomplishment, and I think when I looked through everybody's research in the School of Nursing the other day, every single one of our researchers addresses health disparity. And this is an excellent example of both senior researcher and a junior researcher who are crossing that spectrum together to make a difference. We also had our wonderful new faculty. I introduced their work to you last year, so I won't do that again, but we've had 5 new faculty. I believe Dr. Phoenix Matthews was not here last year when I spoke to you, but the others have been here just a year or two, and Dr. Matthews studies smoking cessation and encouraging the discontinuation of methanol-based cigarettes that are targeted towards African American, toward black populations. And then Dean Fraser mentioned our centers, which I think are really, we're being recognized across campus with our centers. They all are attracting interesting new faculty applicants and graduate students and postdoctoral fellows. And this was an initiative that Dean Fraser proposed, and we worked closely with our finance group, Jason Wright, to pull these together. And they're attracting, again, as I mentioned, postdocs, graduate students, and faculty to join Columbia in a way that is really unique. And they're making a difference across campus as well. And I think that's it for me, but it's an honor to be here with you all. And thank you for everything you do.
So you've heard the words innovate and influence, and those are sort of resounding themes in the school, and it applies to our educational programs as well. We made a full transition to the master's for direct entry into the profession and a doctoral entry into advanced practice. We finally made we're fully transitioned. We began the transition in 2016 when we took the bold step to move to an all graduate programs. We were one of the first to advance the movement to a more educated nurse, which was a recommendation from the Institute of Medicine. This was a major shift. However, the incremental changes that we made internally positioned us very, very well, and the school was prepared to take this bold step. We're currently one of 74 schools with an accelerated master's degree for pre-licensure, but we were one of the first to do that. A couple of highlights about our clinical expertise and our clinical leadership. Programs in general. So our master's direct entry, just in summary, accepts and enrolls about 200 students each year into a cohort. We are proud to say that 100% of them are either working within the year after graduation or enrolled in a doctoral program. So that's for us success. We boast an NCLEX pass rate of 93 or better, and this is in a time when the pass rate for NCLEX is absolutely abysmal nationally. So we're very, very proud of that. Our students, as Dr. Fraser mentioned, are really very engaged in clinical, and we've held on to that commitment despite any other recommendations that might come from outside. So our MDE students are engaged in direct supervised clinical for at least 800 hours during their education. We have a program, a master's program, Advanced Clinical Management and Leadership, which is a master's program for clinical leadership at the bedside. And we developed that program in collaboration with NYP. It's been very, very successful. We bring in about 40 students annually to that cohort. We're open to all of our affiliates. It's an online delivery, so it's configured in a way that working nurses can access a master's degree for leadership. And our Doctor of Nursing Practice program has about 350 students enrolled each year. And we're very, very proud that at every graduation we hood about 130 graduates of that program to enter the work world as advanced practice nurses with a doctoral degree to really make change. let's go a little bit beyond the degree. So going beyond the degree, we have some curricular innovations that we've spoken about. We are really educating global nurses. And right now we have 52 MDE students who are in 12 different countries doing their final integration in a 6-week immersion, doing clinical care, learning about the community, and investing in the community. They'll be back for graduation. We also have, we're very committed to clinical placements. So we have clinical placements. We're expanding our domestic, more globally, our domestic sites to, right now we have students, DNP students and Master's Direct Entry students in Alaska, Colorado, New Mexico, and Utah, and that's only the beginning. We're really planning on expanding that. We're committed, again, to having our students exposed to a wide variety of clinical placements, and so we've engaged a very strong relationship with Health and Hospital Corporation, which is the largest municipal hospital system in the country. It's a safety net hospital, and we have MDE students doing integration there. We have DNP students doing quality improvement projects there and clinical experiences at Health and Hospital Corporation, and we're really excited about that expansion, and we can continue to work with partners there. We also have rural placements, and I think you might have heard about them maybe last year, but Bassett in Cooperstown offers our students who are interested in a rural experience to do their integration there or advanced practice placement in Cooperstown doing rural health. Academic practice partnerships, we're committed to that. I'm just going to highlight a couple of them. They're ongoing, and we're always looking to work closely with our partners so that we can both help them, they can help us, and we can improve the health the care that our students deliver when they get out. So right now we're piloting this summer a very innovative program which is preparing readiness for professional practice, and it's in collaboration with NYP. Dr. Hans Schroeder, who's sitting over there, is leading the charge with our colleague at NYP to position our students to move completely seamlessly with really with a leg up when they go from graduating from the MDE program at the end of the summer and entering a job as a staff nurse at NYP. So we're piloting that with a small group. They'll be doing extra clinical, they'll be supervised, mentored, they'll have a seminar and simulation in preparation for targeted transition to NYP. And we'll be telling you more about that when we evaluate it next year. We also have our MDE students completely integrated into the Quality Initiative program at NYP. Our students are data collectors. They're very involved in several of the initiatives, and it gives them an opportunity, which is a unique opportunity for pre-licensure students, to understand that process and what a team endeavor it is. We continue with our certificates that Dr. Fraser mentioned, our trans and binary health care for advanced practice nurses and palliative care across the lifespan for advanced practice nurses, and we will be issuing certificates to our first cohort who will be completing those certificates this year at the end of the semester. Our open program has been a huge success. That program offers a series of quality prerequisite courses online, accessible to anyone, as long as they have a high school diploma. I think that's the requirement, isn't it? Who are interested in putting together their application for an accelerated pre-licensure program. It yields many students to our program, but it isn't exclusive for us, and it's been very, very successful. We regularly enroll about 160 students. Most of the students take more than one course each semester. We're committed to social and racial justice and health equity. Our commitment is strong. We're dedicated to an inclusive teaching and learning environment, and to that end, we've done a lot of work in the last couple of years. One of our capstone projects from a very, very active committee is the development of an anti-racism toolkit to guide faculty to move the needle towards an anti-racist courses, learning environment, and clinical environment. And I want to just shout out to Rebecca Roop over there, who has taken the lead on that toolkit. Thank you, Rebecca. And also, we've had a lot of faculty programming, which is geared towards building our capacity in diversity and inclusion as teachers, as nurses, as practitioners, across the board. And you heard about some of those programs and that from Vivian. So what's on the horizon? Lots on the horizon. We're always thinking about innovating and influencing. Some of the things we're thinking about is a certificate in clinical leadership, similar to our CPAs, the other two CPAs we have, and a certificate in nursing education. You know, nursing education is undergoing a critical time right now. So we're really seriously thinking about that. We have a course, a new course, an innovative course, in spiritualism in nursing that was very successful, and we're talking with the chaplain who actually delivered that course to develop it a little bit more, make more course offerings. We're including in our curriculum more and more undiscovered history of nursing. There's a lot of undiscovered history in nursing that needs to be brought to our attention, the students' attention, and that's happening now. We're always seeking interprofessional education opportunities and moving that interprofessional education into practice so that it is also interprofessional practice in clinical with our colleagues. We're looking to optimize technology. Everybody is. And so we're looking at artificial intelligence, virtual reality, expanding simulated scenarios, and now with ChatGPT or whatever that is, you can tell I'm not really on the cutting edge with this. We're incorporating and we're thinking about how to do all of that. Thank you.
Still morning. Good morning. I am here. I'm Judy Wolf. I'm the Senior Associate Dean, and I have the honor and privilege to welcome you on behalf of our students. I hope everyone can hear me. Can you hear me in the back? Awesome. I have the honor and privilege, as I mentioned, to lead the Office of Student Affairs, but also to welcome you on behalf of our students. And so I want to welcome you today and also thank you for all the support that you provide to our students. As Lorraine mentioned earlier, our students, who you'll hear from next, are really the voice and the representation, and they're really the heart of this school. And so I want to start with just how do we get our students. A couple of years ago in 2021, the school made the decision as a school that we wanted to move to a more holistic nursing. And we decided between the faculty and our staff to develop a holistic admissions committee. And one of the best things that we did in that admissions committee, I think, and I'm looking at Dr. Hans Schroeder because it impacted her master's direct entry program the most, we tried it out with her group, is that when we actually sat down and had discussions, we knew we were going to bring great students. Columbia Nursing, its name, its reputation, is always going to bring great students. But what we wanted were great nurses. And so we asked ourselves, what makes a great nurse? And that's resiliency, leadership, compassion. You can't teach that. So how do we find that in the application? And so this is now going to be our second year of actually developing and working and reviewing our applications with a more holistic point of view and lens. And so what we saw is that we actually now have a more diverse class. This incoming class that is going to start in June is one of the most diverse classes that we've had. And just to give you some information and some data about that, this year's incoming class, 40% of them are first-generation students. Look at that impact. These are the first students in their family to go to college. And not only are they going to their college, they're actually attending an Ivy League institution for nursing. When I started nursing here 19 years ago, I just celebrated my anniversary last week that I've been here 19 years, thanks to Judy Honig, who had the courage to hire me way back then. We had maybe 5 students enrolled, international students enrolled in our school. And we only had about 300, 400 students, Judy, enrolled in the school back then. We are close to 800 students, and this incoming class, 20% are international students coming from other countries. So we definitely are seeing an increase in our student body. That same year, because we don't do things small here at the School of Nursing, we didn't think that it was just holistic. And what makes Columbia Nursing different is that we didn't think just about the holistic admissions. We didn't just say, well, we want to admit more diverse nurses and we want to admit nurses from various backgrounds. As Lorraine said, as Dean Fraser said earlier, it's not about admitting, it's about committing. And so that same year, we developed PLAN, which is we like to say our baby. We are seeing it through its infancy. It is right now going on to its second year. And the PLAN stands for Pathways in Leadership and Advancement in Nursing. And it came from the model of actually Judy Honig had a grant with an NCIN Robert Wood Johnson Fellowship, and that program unfortunately ended. And we said, well, it's a great program, we can't have it end. And thanks to the donation and to the support of our donors and our alumni, we developed PLAN. And PLAN is a program. It's one of the few in the country. I believe we are the only nursing school in the country that offers this program. And I was happy enough to speak at AACN nationally with Dr. Hans Schroeder about PLAN last year. And I think everyone was like, how are you doing it? But what PLAN does is it doesn't just admit, recruit, and admit students. It supports the students financially, academically, professionally, and emotionally. So we understood that mental health, that finances, that academics were important in order for us to have successful students. And now we're prepared for those 40% of students who are coming to our school that are first generation. We are not only prepared to admit them, but we are prepared for them to be successful here. And they have been. Just to give you some numbers, now we started out with 20 students in the plan. We now have over 50 students that participated in that program, with 75% of them currently in our doctoral degree. So we see that they're staying on to become prepared as nurse practitioners in either the DMP or the PhD program. And the other 25% are working RNs right now. So we see that they are graduating our program and that the program is definitely working. When we first started 2 years ago, we had about 50 applications for PLAN, and each year it's grown. So we last year had 125 applicants that are wanted for the 25 seats that we offer, and this year we had over 150. We don't even advertise for PLAN, by the way. So the 150 applications are really word from mouth of students who are in PLAN saying, come to Columbia Nursing. And the reason you want to come to Columbia Nursing is because they support you and they see you and they value who you are, no matter how different or where you come from. And that, I think, is the real message. Just to give you some more data, because I think people love numbers and love data, or at least I do. This year, this incoming class, we have awarded over $12 million in scholarship. So this incoming year, we've already awarded $12 million. So our students are more diverse, but they are also more needy. So we have seen that we do need more funding in order to support them, which we're really grateful that Dean Fraser and the rest of our leadership has made a commitment to the $30 million campaign, because we need it now more than ever. We also are prepared in our student life office and our student activities and our student support. We've also created more infrastructure to accept these students and to support these students. So we recently hired an assistant director of student affairs who is here to support our students specifically with disability and learning disabilities. Believe it or not, when I started here, we had about maybe 4 or 5 students with learning disabilities. We're now at 75 students with learning disabilities, and most of them do not get diagnosed until they're actually in our school. And so we have hired someone in order to work at creating these accommodations and these support systems for our students. We also hired an assistant director of student support who is a licensed social worker and case manager for our students, who really does bridge their needs from our school and to our student mental health and our student health facilities. And that really also helps retain our students and support them while they're here. Over 90% of students receive financial aid, and so the number does not decrease, it increases every year. And so we obviously need all the help to support our students. In the next couple of weeks, as Lorraine mentioned, we are doing commencement. It is the happiest time for our faculty and our staff and our students. It's when we see the fruit of our labor, right? We see them when they come in, and we help them at orientation, and we see them in class and at clinical and in their programs every day. But it is at commencement that we meet the families and we see the impact we have. I've been saying, I've had the opportunity and the pleasure to talk to many people the last year with this campaign with Lorraine, and what we have said is our students are special not just because of the work that they're doing and because who they are special. But what makes Columbia Nursing special to me is that we recognize those students when they apply, and we recognize them when they're students, and we support them. And what that turns into, these students leave our walls and graduate, not just learning, not just impacting their patients, but they impact the community and the world. And so I'm always asked, well, how can we help our students? Well, I'm going to give you, before I part, I'm going to put up a couple of plugs. Our students need mentors. They need you to help them and guide them and provide them with advice. They need mentors. You are a wealth of information for our students, and you have the experience to help our students out. So they need mentors. They need funding. We need to keep this wonderful plan program going. Programs like this, our goal is to impact that and to spread it to other nursing schools. It's not, Lorraine always says, do not just keep the great things in this wall. Spread it, research it, publicize it, market, let other nursing schools know what you're doing, because we are not alone in this profession. And so it's important that we keep programs like PLAN here, and that we support our students while they're here. And so thank you so much for listening. I appreciate being able to welcome you on behalf of our students, and thank you so much.
So, thank you all. And in closing, I have some bittersweet news to share with you. One of our most esteemed members of our school's leadership team is retiring. I'm looking at her. Dr. Vivian Taylor, the Associate Dean for Diversity and Cultural Affairs, would you please come up so we can acknowledge your service to this beloved school? No, stay right there. Vivian, you're good to stay right here, was our first Dean of Diversity, and she came here from Barnard in 2013, and she has been a driving force in helping us develop a more inclusive and diverse culture and navigate this era of social and racial upheaval. With an open door and an open heart, her wise and informed counsel has made us a better institution. I have greatly appreciated your counsel and your wisdom, and you know that. And I tell her that all the time. And won't you join me again in giving Vivian? Do you want to say something? I'll have her say just a few words.
Wow, I'm so surprised. Thank you for being on this journey that we're all on together. Being more aware of who we are and being more aware of how we can make a change so that everyone can feel that they are included and they belong. That's what we do with each other, and you've been my family on this journey doing this work. Thank you, Lorraine. Oh my goodness, so many of you, I'm just so touched by this.